Not quite sure why I've just turned my microphone off. That was a bit silly of me, wasn't it? All going well here. If you want to hear coverage of Exeter Chiefs women against Harlequins women, that is live for you on the BBC Sport website this afternoon. For Torquay United against Aveley then, coverage of this game, really important game for the Gulls in National League South. We can take you across to Playmore. If you're on BBC Sport, on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website, the coverage of this one then this afternoon from Plainmoor with Paul Mulhern and Dave.
Thank you very much, James, and welcome everyone to the future of Torquay United in what has been probably one of the most traumatic weeks in this club's 125-year history. The news broke on Thursday that Clark Osborne will be withdrawing from the club. Gary Johnson was quick to follow him, but the reaction of the Yellow Army as myself and Dave sit up here high in Bristol's bench has been nothing short of fantastic. The pop side almost full, Bristol's bench pretty much full, the family stand still filling up, and the Yellow Army have got behind their club. However, as I spoke to Aaron Downs before the match today, this is all about football now for the next couple of hours, and it's a very, very much needed 3 points for Torquay United. If, and I stress if, the club do go into administration, the club would be 4 points above the relegation zone. However, if they don't, and if somehow they manage to avoid that particular fate, then they will still be looking to try and claw their way back into the playoff places, and today's opponents, Aveley, will be one of the clubs that they need to bring back. I'll quickly run through both sides for you. Torquay United will have Mark Halstead in goal, Booth, Marshall and Nelson as a back three, we believe, although we will see when it starts. Jude Boyd and Moxie on the wider areas, McGavin, Dawson and Jenkins Davis, Tom Lapsley suspended, remember, and Brad Ash replaces him alongside Aaron Jarvis up front. For the visitors, they line up with North in goal, Ring, Vaz, Odelusi, Terry, Gibbs, Krasniki, Carr, De Graaf, Ogrunrinde and Charlie Hughes make their 11. On the bench for United, it's looking a lot stronger than it has been, as Dan Martin, Ofori Acheampong, Rhys Lovett, Jack Stobbs and Ethan Archer, with Yates, Kaye, Jones, Eze and Kelly on the bench for the visitors. Dave, before we get underway here, this is a really significant moment in Torquay United's history, but we need to concentrate for the next couple of hours on football, and it's a much needed 3 points for Torquay United, is it not?
Well, I think that's what a lot of owners sometimes seem to forget, that you have got FC for Football Club behind the names of the organisations they buy and sell and move on. It's the reason why we all turn up every week. It's the reason why the company exists, and you should never take your eyes off that. 3 points this afternoon on this particular occasion would be, what's the word that everybody overuses in football? Massive.
Yeah, absolutely, it would indeed be, Dave. Of course, welcome to any Aveley fans that are listening. I'm sure you feel like you've just been invited to a late party, as it were, as Torquay United will kick from right to left. Oh, I beg your pardon, they won't. They'll kick from left to right as we look at it. And immediately they're trying to get on the front foot, but given away. And Odelusi, who will play just in front of the back four, I think it is, for Aveley, clears it up into the Torquay United half. Dean Moxie gets his head on it, and Torquay United will have a throw in 10 yards inside their own half, which is taken quickly by Moxie. Looks for Ash, but it goes over the head of Ash, and he loses possession to Gibbs, the captain of Aveley. And again, Torquay United trying to get forward, but cleared there this time by Ryan Carr, and it's going to be Ogrunrinde on the right hand edge of the box. No, it's not, I beg your pardon, it's going to be Hughes on the right hand edge of the box, and an attempted cross by Ogrunrinde is blocked by McGavin, and it'll be Aveley who have a throw in almost down by the corner flag there in front of a heavily populated pop side.
Certainly looks like the biggest gate. There was a pretty big gate against Wrexham on the last day of last season, wasn't there?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's
4.5, I think, if memory serves me. United fans getting behind their team as in comes a long throw to their box. Up goes the head of Ross Marshall, and a good defensive header there by Marshall. He clears it all the way up to Vaz, who's going down the right hand side. He's got Moxie and Brad Ash to beat though. Vaz looking to buy a corner, he does buy a corner, and Aveley, after just 90 seconds here, of a chance to get to test Torquay United's defence.
Of course, it's a big game for Aveley as well. This is one of their highlight away matches of the season, and they may well be lifted by this atmosphere. You would expect them to be.
Yeah, indeed, Dave. Well, the atmosphere, everybody's decided to stand up in front of us. You can't exactly hear what they're singing, but everybody clapping. But Aveley do have a corner. Most of their big men up. It will be taken with the right foot, and it comes to the middle of the box. Up goes it, heads Aaron Jarvis, it misses him, but Dean Moxey gets it away. Punted back in there. That might be a little bit fortunate, as Manny Ogrenrinde just dinked it back in there, but over the bar, and Torquay United have a goal kick.
Yeah, it's worth stressing how well Aveley have done this season after coming up from the Isthmian League last year. I don't think anybody expected them to be as high as they have, but they made a really good start, including a deserved win over United in Essex early in the season, and they've taken the scalps of quite a few, you know, technically much bigger clubs than them.
Yeah. Well, Dave, as you did mention, I said, apologies to any Aveley fans listening. Obviously, this is a massive day in Torquay United's not season, but their history. But Aveley, as you said, Dave, they'll be looking to come away with 3 points here to put them back into the playoffs. I don't think anybody expected them to do anywhere near as well as they've done this season. It's as Jude Boyd is robbed a little bit there, and it's going to be Vaz down the left hand side looking to get the ball, and it comes off Booth. Aveley claiming that come off a hand there, but the referee says no, and Aveley will have a corner, but this time from the left hand side. And I've just noticed that Frankie Terry, one of the centre backs there, Dave, he's been limping for the last couple of minutes. I'm not sure if he's going to see it out. He's jogging towards there, but he seems to have jarred something. Yeah, he's stretching on the turf, but it's going to be Ryan Carr to take this corner kick for the visitors. Just under 4 minutes gone here, still 0-0, and it'll be the right foot of Carr from the left hand side. Aveley attacking the family stand. Looks like they're going to attack from deep with this one this time, but the referee is telling him, well, he's got the ball too far out the quadrant, I think, Dave. And the referee makes him move it back, literally about 6 inches, so that the ball overshadows the line of the quadrant. So
it was well outside it.
It was, to be fair. Actually, I was being fairly flippant there, but referee Niall Smith, as the corner comes in, up go the heads. It's Aaron Jarvis that gets on the head. It breaks to the edge of the box. Shot comes in again from Ogrenrinde, but he can't keep it down. And the ironic cheers, perhaps maybe a little bit sarcastic there, Dave, as Ogrenrinde finds space on the edge of the box, not for the first time in the first 5 minutes, and United need to wise up with that a little bit, as Halstead gets it going and finds Nelson, and his long ball almost got through there to Brad Ash between Ring and Gibbs. They have managed to, they've won a throw in, but Ash almost got in between the two of them there.
Yeah, Aveley are playing basically a 4-5-1 formation.
Yep.
With Charlie Hughes on his own up front.
Yep.
Rasak de Graft, who's already done pretty well here at Plainmoor this season in the colours of Maidstone United earlier this season. He's left midfield. Krasniki and Carr in the middle. So Mr. Hughes has quite a long afternoon ahead of him until they give him a bit more support. But we'll see whether they are up for that, or whether they'll just let him plough a lone furrow up there. Kevin Dawson and Brett McGavin are United's two deeper lying midfield players. As you predicted before the game, Dean Moxey has pushed right on into midfield this afternoon. And Jenkins Davies, on loan from Plymouth Argyle, will be the one who's trying to support the strikers, Jarvis and Brad Ash, most regularly.
Yeah, indeed. I never thought I'd say it, Dave, but Kevin Dawson actually making his first start of the season here at Plainmoor. At Plainmoor, I know he started last week.
How have United missed him?
Yeah, absolutely. But as it's a
sorry, how badly have United missed him?
I know what you meant, yeah. It's a free kick which Brett McGavin will take, dinks it in towards the edge of the box, up go the heads. It's a Torquay head that wins. It's going to break to Jenkins Davis back post, dinks it back along, but nobody there to attack it for Torquay. Nelson will retrieve that though and tries a spectacular overhead cross with Jarvis just about gets his head onto it, and then Jarvis goes in and commits a foul against number 18 Charlie Hughes there.
Fairly clumsy challenge by Aaron Jarvis.
Foul
clear free kick, and he held his hand up straight away. But at least, you know, he is the physical presence which United have missed so long, haven't they, this season, ever since he got injured at Western-super-Mare. you know, you can't play lower division football, not usually, without a proper centre forward, and United haven't had one all season.
Absolutely.
Or certainly since October.
It will be Jonathan North to take the goal kick. Not a huge amount to sing about at the moment from either side, but both teams just finding their feet into this one. As again, Aveley trying to come forward, and it will be Odelusi. And a good early start for our Devon neighbours, Plymouth Argyle, as they head back to the northeast, not long been up to Sunderland if memory serves me. And they have taken a 1-0 lead away to Middlesbrough. Argyle just getting into that stage, Dave, probably where they need to get another little win just to take them away from the bottom of the table again, as Jude Boyd does well, but he's brought down there by Carr, and the referee decides that Torquay United will have a free kick. I personally thought that was a bit soft, Dave, but happy to take it.
I think he went between two opponents and looked to go down. There was contact, but I think he was looking for it.
Yeah. It's Brett McGavin now, short free kick taken. He's got Dawson on the right hand side. McGavin comes in, tries a little reverse ball to Jenkins Davis. Jenkins Davis might just about keep that in, he does. He's got Dawson asking him if he wants any help. Jenkins Davis just strokes it back to Jude Boyd. His first time cross goes to the edge of the box. Nelson gets in there and somehow managed to keep control of that. Back to McGavin. Good ball out to Jenkins Davis, but he just strayed an inch or two offside. But a good attempted pass there by McGavin. Dave, good intelligence from McGavin. Jenkins Davis just toenail offside, I think.
Yeah, McGavin can strike a ball, can't he? He can hit he can see a pass and hit one, and that's what's made him in demand this season, funnily enough. And I think during a brief stoppage in play, that's one of the things that's concerning about if United do go into administration. The vultures will start circling, and one or two of their best players may be in demand, but and I think McGavin would certainly be amongst them.
Yep. Well, as the goal kick's taken, we're heading towards 9 minutes played here at Plainmoor. Headed on, but Nelson looks a big unit of a man there. Excellent by Brad Ash there. Turns not once but twice. Excellent stuff from Brad Ash. And then he's passed to Jude Boyd's a little bit overhit, but Jude Boyd just about keeps it there and puts it back to Marshall, who plays it forward. But it will be met by Vaz in the left back position, and he just kicks it, aimlessly kicks it. But Gavin gets in with a header, but it's going to be Odelusi now picks it up, and he finds, or tries to find, the graft out on this left hand side, but the ironic cheers were for his miscontrol. And Torquay United through Jude Boyd have a throw in which Kevin Dawson is a recipient of quickly. It's now back to Booth. Excuse me, Nelson in a bit of space there, but Booth decides to go long, looking for the run of Jude Boyd, but good reading there by the keeper, who led a little bit with the leg. Then he's looking at Jude Boyd as well. You quite frankly, keeper, you brought that on yourself there. He went in there, Jude Boyd. He did one of those old ones we used to see, Dave, when a keeper would come out and straight leg out sort of thing. It wasn't as obvious as that, but he definitely left a leg out there to make sure Jude Boyd didn't come too close to him. And then when Jude Boyd ran into it, he complains about it. Well, afraid not. As his long ball comes up, but Booth wins a header, but it will be met by Vaz on this left hand side, midway inside Torquay United's half. And now De Graft has it again, but his little attempted pass is well read by Boyd. Straight goes up, Jarvis having his shot pulled there by centre half Terry, but eventually Dawson picks it up, comes past one and then strokes it back to Booth and then Jude Boyd. That's a little bit better. Jarvis needs to be smarter on that though, but again Gibbs comes out of defence and I think got his toe trod on there as a ball over the top of Torquay United is met by Hughes, but good defending there by Ross Marshall it was. Aveley claiming that come off a hand, but I don't think it did, but United failing to clear that a little bit, and eventually Booth just plays it long and Vaz heads it back towards Charlie Hughes, but he gives it away to Brett McGavin, and he now finds Dean Moxey coming into the Aveley half down the left hand side of the pop side, but Moxey's ball is really poor. Jarvis was trying to position himself and Moxey played it when Jarvis wasn't looking at play, but Jarvis comes back, gets a tackle and gets a little bit unfortunate. Nelson also tries a tackle, but it breaks eventually to Marshall, and he's just going to slow it down and put it back to Mark Halstead. 11 played here at Plainmoor. Torquay United nil, Aveley nil. Dave, not the best start of the game in terms of entertainment or quality, but
I think it's worth pointing out how heavy the pitch is this afternoon. Not all of it. There are areas of the pitch that are absolutely pristine, which Plainmoor has been for most of this season, but the recent weather has certainly seen quite a few muddy patches, and they're going to cut up without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, Dave, you know me and my formations and how often I get them wrong, and one of the things I've noticed is Jenkins-Davis seems to be, the minute Torquay United get the ball, Jenkins-Davis is pushing right up to join Jarvis and Ash up there.
No, that's the way it looked to start with, and it's certainly happening.
As Jude Boyd goes down the right-hand side in a little bit of space, gets the ball in, can it reach? Can't reach Brad Ash. Good defending there, to be fair, at the back post by Ring. Just done enough, but Torquay United, arguably the safe chance of the match. It was certainly the best ball of the match going in there. And goalkeeper Jonathan North, he gets that out to Vaz up this left-hand side, but again, longer ball by Aveley, but easily met there by Ross Marshall. Back up towards the halfway line, Vaz gives it away again, but gets very fortunate there, and now Hughes has got it, and he will find Carr in midfield, a little bit of space. He tries a shot just wide of the post there. Excellent attempt there by Carr. Had Halstead diving, but getting nowhere near it, just wide of the post. 13 gone here at Plainmoor. Torquay 0, Aveley 0. By far the best chance, Dave.
Well, the nearest miss anyway. It was a shot from between 25 and 30 yards out. Aveley caught United on the counter. You mentioned about Jenkins-Davies getting forward. Well, of course, he was the furthest man forward to get on the end of that cross by Jude Boyd just now. Promising signs.
Aaron Jarvis again having his shot pulled there. I hope they've got a spare shot for him. I don't see that one lasting the game the way it's gone, but he couldn't get it through to Ash, and now Torquay United through Nelson have it. Natural left footer, long diagonal ball, looking for the head of Jarvis. He tries to look for Ash when he had Jude Boyd behind him. I don't think he realised, maybe just let that go.
No, I think, sorry to interrupt, Paul, Ash has got to get closer to Jarvis there. He's just said, but I was here, and he stood 15 yards away on a long ball knocked up the middle. Jarvis has got his head on it, but he's got to get closer to him to get on that knockdown.
I actually made a similar point at the last game here when Chris Hargreaves had joined us, Dave, that United, when the ball was going up with a 40 action pong, nobody, for parts of the game, not all of it, were getting close enough to him to give him a chance to pick up his knockdowns. But of course, to be fair, there was other times, particularly the first goal when Jenkins-Davis did exactly that. As Booth and Marshall combined exchange passes, we now have Nelson, and he will just recycle to Moxie coming up with the halfway, and it's another long diagonal by Moxie looking for the head of Jarvis, but it's allowed to bounce, and Jude Boyd a little bit behind play, couldn't get in there to challenge Vaz, but it now comes to Booth. He will find Kevin Dawson, back to Booth just on the halfway line in front of us here at Bristol's bench. The ball comes into Jarvis, that's a good ball to Jenkins-Davis coming up the edge of the box, but he looks for Ash when he maybe should have taken it himself, and that was easily enough read there by Gibbs. I think it is coming out of defence, I beg your pardon, it's Ring all the way over from right back, but it's now De Graaf down the left hand side for Aveley, and he just comes back to Krasniqi, who just slows it down back to Vaz. I think Aveley just trying to take the sting out of Torquay United a little bit. They know they've Torquay United, particularly if they get ahead with this big crowd here to get behind them, the confidence meter will fill, so to speak.
I think if he had been a striker in on that chance rather than Will Jenkins-Davies, who's basically a midfield player, he just didn't have the confidence to hit it early, did he? That was a striker's chance.
It was a
very good move.
Yeah. As McGavin pressed there by a couple of Aveley players, does well enough and finds Booth. Jude Boyd, nice little ball from Booth out to Jude Boyd. He's now up against Vaz. Can he run at him? He slows it down and then tries a pass at Dawson, and truthfully never had much chance of getting. Little groan there from a couple of people beside us saying you needed to do a little bit better there, but
yes, he saw the pass and just didn't hit it. He just missed it.
It's now King coming down the right hand side for the visitors, heading towards the penalty area, but good tracking back there by Jenkins-Davis, and he concedes a throw in almost level with Torquay United's penalty box.
One thing is a little bit concerning. Hughes is running in between United's centre backs, Nelson, Booth and Ross Marshall, and he's looking quite dangerous making those runs, and one of them's got to pick him up.
Absolutely.
It's all very well holding the line, but
here comes a long throw and towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Up goes ahead. It's an Aveley head that wins it, but Halstead gets that easily enough, but nobody's moved quick enough for him to throw out quickly to create a breakaway there, and it's still after 16, United 0, Aveley 0.
I think the scoreline is a fair reflection of the play up to now. I don't think either team can claim that they've dominated or not dominated.
Well, that's a nice little header by McGavin, who finds Moxie in a bit of space down the left-hand side. United have got 3, including Jude Boyd up in this move, but Moxie slows it down, comes back to McGavin. And now his dink ball look towards Aaron Jarvis. He gets his head on it and finds Jenkins Davis. No, he doesn't, because Krasnick, he's got in there. I beg your pardon, Aubrey Lindy has got in there and done really well for his side there. Good tracking back by the wide man, and he wins his team a throw-in.
One thing you can never accuse Will Jenkins Davies of is not putting a shift in, and even though his touch may have let him down a couple of times this afternoon, he's certainly covering the ground, and a really good gutsy tackle in front of the pop side. They'll take that all afternoon.
It's a bit of a strange atmosphere around the ground at the moment, Dave, isn't there? There's not a hint of negativity, let me make that clear, but I think people just waiting. As a good ball by Jarvis finds Ash in an offside position. I thought that was very, very tight, but the linesman far better placed than I am. Decides that Ash was offside. Yeah, it just seems, I think, maybe a crowd a little bit waiting for something to happen on the pitch, Dave. But if United, in my opinion, get the first goal, we're going to see a playing more rocking as we haven't seen for a while, and let's hope so anyway.
Absolutely. No, I think everybody is tense. You know, they all know on and off the pitch what a important weekend this is, and everybody's really waiting on that, hopefully a United breakthrough, and until it happens it will all be quite tense.
There's a long kick, free kick comes up, but headed away by Torquay United. I think that was Marshall coming out there. He has won a couple in the air already, but as Dave mentioned, it's when Hughes is getting in between him and Nelson in particular.
It's also, of course, with Moxie being pushed forward into sort of left wing back role, we never thought we'd see that this season at the age of 38, did we?
Absolutely.
But those 3 at the back, Booth, Marshall and Ronnie Nelson on loan from Colchester, they're is it Colchester?
Yeah,
Nelson? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. That's another new back 3, and not all that experienced.
Nope. Aaron Jarvis did well there to take the ball down and then passed it straight to Ring for some bizarre reason, and now it's Aveley coming forward, but the aforementioned Nelson does well and then plays a ball to Brett McGavin that he clearly didn't want on the edge of the box. It's nipped there by Aveley. It's an attempted little chip there by Carr, but it just goes wide of Mark Halstead's goal. I have no idea what Brett McGavin was trying there. Davies literally played a ball to a defender in the box who's got 2 attackers around him. It's
tries to beat both of them inside his own penalty area.
Yeah.
Dear oh dear, never mind. I think he couldn't see anyway, because he was so crowded that he could actually put his boot through the ball.
Sorry, just to clear, the ball was played to McGavin. It wasn't McGavin that played it, it was played to him.
Yeah.
But again, up comes the long ball. And United, it will break for them. It's going to come to Jenkins Davis down the right hand side, and he has slowed it down again a little bit there, looking for movement. Jenkins Davis, but Aveley well organised off the ball, and Jenkins Davis is pleading to McGavin, come near me, give me something to aim at.
Jenkins Davies was desperate for someone to show for the ball then. He was being crowded out, and McGavin was 25 yards away in the middle of midfield. He needed him to try and get a bit closer, but ended up giving a throw to Aveley.
Yep. And that throw-in comes in towards Torquay United's half.
We are talking, you have to remind yourself, we're talking about a Torquay team that's only won once in 12 League and Cup games, only taken 6 points out of 33. That's the situation of the team. So it's not like you suddenly wave a magic wand over a team like that and everything's hunky-dory all of a sudden.
I think, obviously, the atmosphere around the club, understandably, wasn't and isn't conducive to good performances to an extent, Dave, but as Aaron Downs was at pains to express, as Aaron Jarvis tries to come forward. Thanks very much, James. It's Torquay United 0, Aveley 0, and truthfully it's a scoreline that fully reflects the game. Maybe Torquay United will argue they've been a little bit more active on the front foot. Probably not. There's hardly any chances created. Perhaps after 13 minutes the away side through Carr had a shot from about 30 yards that just whistled past Halstead's post. At the moment the best Torquay United have had a cross into the box which couldn't be met by any of the attacking players. So at the moment, with just 21.5 minutes gone, it's Torquay United 0, Aveley 0. But Torquay United now do have a free kick, which will be taken by, again, Brett McGavin. All the big men up, everybody back for Aveley. It's going to be dinked in towards the edge of the box, and it comes up, go the heads. It's going to break to Nelson, and Jarvis just can't get on the end of it. And Krasniki will give it to De Graft, and Aveley will try to break away as De Graaf goes down the right hand side, but McGavin does well there to stop that and concede the throw in just on the halfway line, which he throws, well, he doesn't throws it back to Ring to take it. Jason Ring, full back for the visitors. It's his long throw, up go the hedge, but Nelson will easily head that away and concede a throw in, now more midway inside their own half. And as I said, Dave, it's not a huge amount going on here, to be fair, in terms of the action on the park, in terms of chances anyway.
Yes, absolutely. United, as we just said, they're not on great form by any stretch of the imagination, and they're struggling a little bit to get it going. The pitch is heavy, and Aaron Downs has put a slightly, a team with a couple of changes and a few tweaks of formation, so I think there's one or two new things. It's a long time since, as we said, since we've seen Moxie playing left wing back.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've no doubt that he volunteered for the role and said, yeah, go on, I'll give it a go.
Yep. I think the point you made earlier on, Dave, is the one that's been most evident to me in this half so far, and that's when Aaron Jarvis is getting on the end of some of these balls. Brad Ash so far's not been able to get himself involved, and I thought he was almost going to prove me wrong as that throw-in come in. But United, it's not that Jarvis is winning his fair share of them, but there's nobody there to pick them up at the moment. But now here's a chance for Jude Boyd on the halfway line. Dinks the ball forward, looking for the runner, Brad Ash, but
just
a little
strong.
bit. Yeah, maybe played that one on the ground, Dave, but easy to say from here, to be fair. But Ash couldn't get on the end of it, and it goes comfortably through to North, who bowls it out to Terry, and his long ball is met by the head of Austin Booth. Jude Boyd completely loses flight of the ball, and Krasniki now can come forward. He finds Carr in that central midfield role and out to the right hand side, and a left footed attempted shot comes in. I think that was Ogren Rindy there. Tries to be clever and catch Halstead at the near post, but couldn't get his attempt on target. We've just come 24 minutes here at Plainmore on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Torquay United 0, Aveley 0.
Yeah, Aaron Downs has gone back in a way to the combination of Jarvis and Ash up front. They're the two leading scorers. I think they are. Brett McGavin's got 7, hasn't he? So that's it's not working at the moment, is it? Those two up front, they don't seem to be able to work to have a great deal of understanding, but you have got a big man and a little man, so hopefully they can get it going.
Yep. Exeter City 1, Fleetwood 0. Again, Exeter, they're not in and about the relegation zone at the moment, but points wise they're not that far away, so a win over Fleetwood would be a big result for them. Although, to be fair, there's a lot of teams, still quite a few teams below Exeter, so as it stands, Plymouth Argyle 1-0 up away to Middlesbrough, Exeter City 1-0 up at home to Fleetwood, Torquay United 0, Aveley 0. It's been a game, well, it's been a strange day here at Plainmore so far, and the game kind of reflecting that. But so far,
Arsenik Krasniki, the Aveley midfield player, making a big song and dance about a
was it Jenkins, David?
Foul by, no, I think it was Kevin Dawson actually in the end.
Well, I don't like to sound like a
he's
smart...
insisting that Kevin Dawson scraped him down the middle of his,
Well, I half joked a few minutes ago, Dave, that Aaron Jarvis's shot wouldn't see the game out, and he's went over there and changed it or done something to it. As Dane Moxie almost puts his defence in trouble with a header there, but Jenkins Davis over on the left hand side now will pick it up, but Carr gets in front of him and does really well. Carr, but Ash comes back. Looked from here like he might have just got in and got the ball there, but the referee decides he went through Carr, and Aveley will have a free kick 5 yards from the right hand side, midway inside Torquay United's half, and up will go Terry and Gibbs.
Yeah, Brad Ash came through his man to win the ball, then free kick, and he then kicked the ball away. He hasn't got booked, so he slightly fortunate lad.
Yep, but it will be excuse me, I think Carl will be Carl with the right-footed free kick in towards the box, but it's a low flat one, and Jude Boyd reads that, and he could get Torquay United on a breakaway here. He's only got Brad Ash in front of him. Ash telling Boyd where he wants it. Boyd trying to go outside. Vaz doing really well. Can he get it across? No, he can't. Good defending there by Vaz, but Torquay United and their fans really like to see that there from young Jude Boyd. He took the ball from in his own half, charged up that right-hand side, and Torquay United, after 26 and a half minutes, have a corner kick, which Brett McGavin will take from the Bristol's bench side of Plainmoor.
Well, Jude Boyd has gone a fair way into securing his place in the affections of the Torquay fans with that run and forcing
absolutely.
a corner.
That's exactly what was needed in my opinion, as McGavin dinks it in towards the near post. Up go the hedge, it's headed in! And Aaron Jarvis has put Torquay United in front, or has he? Yes, the referee will allow it. The corner from McGavin into the back post. Aaron Jarvis gets up. We have played approximately 27 minutes here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 1, Aveley 0, lift off at Plainmoor.
All came from Jude Boyd's run from inside his own half to force that corner. Everybody in the stand was on their feet applauding that. McGavin took it from the right-hand side, right over the Aveley goalmouth. Aveley protesting that their goalkeeper Jonathan North was blocked. Well, if he had been, the referee had a very good look at it. He gave the goal, and he's also booked number 4 Odalusi for his protests about the goal. Top and bottom of it is Torquay 1, Aveley 0.
Well, Dave, I have to say, I shouldn't say this, I'm having a nightmare with my phone today. I've turned up at the ground and forgot it and had to go and get it. I didn't start it to do the timing today, and when that goal went in, for some reason somebody at Torquay United decided to reset the scoreboard, and it's now reading 56 seconds.
Yes, it is.
So I'm pretty sure that goal came after 27 minutes, but it's a goal
nevertheless.
And again, Dave, we didn't have a huge amount of time to talk about it as the corner came in quickly, but Jude Boyd, he won't be credited with an assist, but he pretty much got one there, didn't he? An excellent run from his own half to win the corner, and Torquay United have taken the lead, and now let's see how the Yellow Army will respond to that, as Aveley through Krasniki trying to get it there. Ogden Rindy again, I keep confusing him for some reason.
Well, United desperately needed that goal, didn't they? Just to sort of lift everybody, give themselves a little bit of a cushion or a lift. It's not a safe lead by any stretch of the imagination. Of course it isn't, but in the circumstances, they definitely needed a goal to lift everybody around Plainmoor, and that's exactly what it's done. And a typical old-fashioned Aaron Jarvis goal, far post header from Brett McGavin's corner.
Well, Aaron Jarvis, one of the things when he was fit early in the season, Dave, you and I alluded to it, was he wasn't scoring that many from open play, but cometh the hour, cometh the man when Torquay need it most, and it is they, after 29 minutes here at Plainmoor, who are in the lead as Jarvis gets it down to Jenkins Davis, edge of the box. Jude Boyd in space, can he get his cross in? He's going to try and take Vaz on, trying to tease him, goes outside, big ball in, good header away there, but it won't come to a Torquay. Carr gets away, but only as far as Moxie. Dawson supports on the outside, but Moxie couldn't see him. Dawson may retrieve that between him and Moxie, but Carr's got in front of Moxie, now a chance, but Nelson reads that well and just unceremoniously puts it back up, and now Brad Ash might get in down the left channel here, but good defending there by Jason Ring, and he will clear it, but only off Jenkins Davis, and after all that it will be a corner kick. It won't be a corner kick, it will be a goal kick to Aveley. Torquay United 1, Aveley 0. 30 minutes played here at Plainmoor on BBC Radio Devon Sport. Yellow Army come the chance of the fans, as I suspected, Dave. The first goal would be crucial, and the atmosphere has got even better around this ground now, and Torquay United hopefully can, well, not see this game out. I know we'll still get at least an hour to go, but keep this level up, and I don't know, maybe it's just maybe I'm seeing things I want to see, Dave, but maybe the desire of the players is that little bit higher today and whatever, and they know what's on the line, not just for this club but for them personally as well. The pop side singing every little thing will be alright, as the cry coming from them, hopefully they're correct.
There are one or two players who are epitomising it out on the pitch. Little Will Jenkins Davies on loan from Plymouth, I know people probably know I'm a big fan of his, but he's covering an enormous amount of territory. He's practically a striker this afternoon.
Jarvis does well, gets a ball in. Jude Boyd's cross comes in at the back post. Jenkins Davis claims he was pushed there,
and
but the referee was, but the referee's never going to see that. As then Brad Ash goes out there, he's going down. The referee gives a foul against Brad Ash. Well, there's even better news coming from the northeast for Plymouth Argyle, as they have doubled their lead. I nearly said at Ayerson Park there, Dave, which is showing my age a little bit.
That's old school, Paul.
Absolutely. Middlesbrough 0, Plymouth Argyle 2.
What an extraordinary division that championship is, isn't it? Middlesbrough, after a desperately lean spell, have gone and put a couple of great results together, and now they're 2-0 down at home to Plymouth Argyle, who all of a sudden have run into a bit of a sticky patch recently. You just can't predict anything in that league.
Good result for Leeds United in it last night as well, which has turned it into maybe a four-way championship.
I did watch that, and I must say I agree with you. I thought Leicester City were much the better side, weren't they? Certainly in the first half. We may have an injury down here at the moment, and I think it may be...
Is it Nelson?
Will Jenkins-Davies, actually. And he doesn't stay down for anybody. Well,
we've managed to avoid the I word for about 33 minutes, Dave, which might be a new season record, but it's not Jenkins-Davies actually, because he's just over there, Dave. I think it was...
Oh, it's McGavin.
Oh, it's McGavin,
yeah. Beg your pardon.
To be fair, I never spotted that myself either, Dave. The Torquay United players coming over to the side for a little drink. Some of the Aveley ones are as well, just taken on board so far in my normally ill-educated opinion, Dave. I think actually the back three for Torquay, when the ball's coming towards them in the air, have performed reasonably well. Booth, Marshall and Nelson all looking reasonably strong. I think Jude Boyd down this right-hand side started the game well as well.
He has. It's just when the ball's played in between them that you worry a little bit about the reading of those situations.
But as it stands, it's a throw-in which is taken by Vaz. Hughes tries to get on it, digged forward again by Jude Boyd. Jenkins-Davies might pick it up. McGavin gets it down to Jenkins-Davies. He gets it on the floor. He's got Jude Boyd to the side of him, but plenty of Aveley players back. Goes for Ash up the right-hand side. Clearly pushed over there by Terry. And Torquay United will have a free kick, which is almost like a corner from where Ash was pushed down on the right-hand side beside Bristol's bench, and the away end, the Barbican end. United look to take it quickly. McGavin tells Jenkins-Davies no, and now United have a chance, very, very similar. It's about 3 yards in from the touchline, about a yard or so from the right-hand side. It will be the right foot of McGavin, as I said, almost like the corner where United through Aaron Jarvis have taken the lead. The referee, well, that's a big 10 yards to be fair, Dave. That's the biggest 10 yards I've ever seen actually. But
well, look at the 10-yard nick. It's about right though.
Yeah. To be fair, but normally, they usually encroach a little bit. But McGavin, left hand in the air. Referee blows his whistle and comes. And go the heads. Nelson gets his head on it, but he can't get it on target. It will break to Moxie. His immediate cross back in, keeper on his line up. Go the heads again. Can it break a Torquay United way? Surely it can break to Brad Ash, and from 7 yards out he has doubled Torquay United's lead. Aveley couldn't clear the balls coming into the box. Ash with his predatory instinct, right foot shot. We have played 35 minutes here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Aveley 0.
Brett McGavin's corner was sailed over everybody in the end with a flick on or two in the middle. Moxie recycled it beyond the far post, hooked it back into the middle, bit of pinball in the goal mouth, and Brad Ash finally lashed it into the net through a crowded goal mouth. And United, having struggled really to make a breakthrough for the first 20 minutes or so, suddenly find themselves 2 up with 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes, something like that.
Well, 27 and 35 I've got, Dave, but I'm still annoyed about that scoreboard. There'll be ears clipped at the end of this one, I'm afraid, but truthfully it's mine that need clipped as well, because I didn't start my own watch. But for the first time this season, I hasten to add, of course, sod's law. But
so I know there are extraordinary, considering this is a National League South fixture, there are Torquay fans all over the world who are tuning into this match for all the reasons that we've been talking about before the game, and hopefully they're enjoying a little bit of good news.
Well, Dave, you and I both said before and during when we came on air, having Ash and Jarvis back up front wasn't working at the time, but well, that's why we're sitting up here and not on the bench, I'm guessing, because it's now both of them on the score sheet as Dawson does well to keep possession, but it's then given away in midfield, and Carr will trying to get Aveley on the front foot. Vaz now's a little bit of space on this left hand side. Cross comes in, but it's up and over the bar, I think, and pretty poor. Dave, I have to say, this is not a criticism, but the pitch is in as poor a state, not to say it's in a poor state, but as poor a state as it has been for quite a while, isn't it?
It's this bit in front of the grandstand, isn't it?
Yeah.
The rest of the pitch really is what you'd expect at this time of year. It's just this. There's an area in front of the grandstand that's really muddy. Look, let's face it, we've had bucket loads of rain, haven't we, for the last few weeks, and it's just cut up big time, and most of the Plainmoor pitch is as good as it's been. You know, we've all been praising it, haven't we, the last couple of seasons. It's just that this patch in front of the grandstand is...
hang on a minute. Ash might get in there. There's a chance for a goal kick from Mark Halstead. Went all the way through there, and Brad Ash almost got, well, he did get on in the end of it, but he shot straight into the arms of North. Good chance again there, Dave.
Yeah. And interestingly, Jude Boyd is getting forward at every opportunity down the right hand side, and he made Ash, they sort of crossed diagonal runs, didn't they, in the on the edge of the area, and it was Ash who got there first. Is that Ash's 11th goal of the season? I think I'm right in saying something like that.
10th in the league, I think, Dave. But
yeah, I think it's 11th in all competitions.
Yeah, my notes are flying about in the breeze again here. As here's now a little chance for Carr, finds a little bit of space, but he tries to play Hughes in when Hughes clearly was the poorest option there. I've no idea what Carr was doing there. Chance for Aveley. I thought he might have taken that onto his right foot, shifted at Devon taking a shot, but he tried the intricate pass, and Hughes was already running from left to right and couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, little Carr is United really need to sort him out, because he's just playing behind the lone striker Charlie Hughes, and too often he's getting into little pockets of space and not being picked up. And
Agreed, yeah.
Dawson and McGavin, who I think is his man.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, Jarvis won a flick on there. Truthfully, Dave, firstly I thought Jarvis was offside.
Yeah, I think
Gibbs and Ash
went
collide
down a little bit too readily there.
Yeah, I think there was a minor touch on him, but as you said, David Breeze would have put him over more than the touch would have, to be perfectly honest.
So Mr. Carr needs some attention from
yeah,
Gavin.
agreed, Dave, agreed.
A couple of weeks ago, you and I commentated on the St Albans match, didn't we?
Yeah,
and there was a lad called Weiss.
Jenkins Davis gets it down the right hand side, plays it into Jarvis just on the edge of the box. Jarvis, he does keep control of it. Can he find a shooting space? He can, but good defending there by Carr, as Dave was talking about. And it's back to Dawson, and now Moxie, he will look for McGavin. Nice little give and go. Dawson, in my opinion, Dave, making a huge difference in that midfield today as well, and finds Jude Boyd on his right hand side, but Vaz and somebody else, I think it's De Graft, doubled up on him. Nope, it's Ogren Rindy again coming over to this side, because he always likes to confuse me, but eventually given away. Sorry, Dave, there you were making a fair point, actually, to be fair. It's
it's just we commentated on the game against St Albans recently, which was a really bad day for the Gulls, and there was another midfield player there called Weiss, who we hadn't seen before, and he
the field day, didn't he?
Oh, he just kept making runs from attacking runs from midfield, and McGavin, who's actually had a good game on the ball this afternoon, didn't pick him up, did he?
No.
And it led to all sorts of problems.
Well, that's taken a pretty unfortunate... Well, the referee's given a corner there. That, in my opinion, clearly deflected off Hughes. The referee decides it deflected off Boyd, and an aimless free kick down the left channel will result in a corner for the visitors, which Ryan Karp, probably being, as Dave alluded to, he's the man that Torquay United are struggling with the most, and he will take it from the left hand side. We have got approximately 5 minutes plus any additional time to half time, and it's the right foot of Carr. He'll eventually take it, and towards the edge of the 6-yard box, up go the heads. It is Aveley head, it wins it through Terry, but Ross Marshall, and I think it's Nelson, or is it Jenkins Davis actually? Can't see who that is. It's Nelson, I beg your pardon.
Just got a whack in the face.
They did enough to put him off. Brave defending by the two of them there, although Terry did get his head onto the ball, but he would need to have been a spectacular header to get in there as Halstead
goes with the territory for being a centre-back in the lower divisions, isn't it? You're going to get a whack or two.
Well, and there's Aaron Jarvis getting a whack or two there from Terry. But the referee decides to let play go on, or just deemed that wasn't a infringement of any sort. And now Moxie goes down the left channel looking for Ash, but Ring reads that well enough, and it'll eventually go all the way through to North in the visitors' goal today. Aveley, as I mentioned, Dave, I'm sure we've got a few of their listeners in. Good afternoon and welcome to BBC Radio Devon Sport, if that's the case. Apologies if we're a little bit Torquay centric today, but hopefully you can understand. But at the moment, your team perhaps will feel 2-0 is not a fair reflection on the game, but again, it has to be said, not really created any chances of note, but they will try and change that there as Krasnicki comes forward down the left hand side. Jude Boyd claims he got, Jude Boyd claims he got the deflection off of that, but the referee says not, and it's a throw-in, which is back to Vaz, supporting from left back into Ogdenmundy. But a good tackle there by McGavin, but the referee decides, well, is he going to give McGavin a yellow card here, Dave?
He's certainly going to have a word with him. Whether it turns into a card or not, I don't know. I mean, McGavin clearly came through Carr there. We've just been talking about McGavin's need to get hold of Carr and quieten him down. We didn't think he'd quite do it like that, but maybe he got that message from Aaron Downs as well. He certainly came straight through Carr, clear free kick. He hasn't been booked, but one more like that and he probably will be.
Well, it's probably 35 yards from goal. Carr and Odelusi over it. I'm not sure they're going to try a shot here, but possibly are actually. United lining up a wall about 4 yards outside, just in front of the D, outside their penalty area. It's fairly central, slightly to the left of the D as Carr looks at it. And it will be his right foot, Halstead, keeping his eye on this, but he dinks it in. Up goes the heads. It's headed away easily by Torquay, but straight back to Carr. He'll try again. I think that's going to be well, I think if Terry got on the end of that, he may have been offside. United held their line reasonably well there, I thought, Dave, but obviously it proved to be...
It was the quality of the delivery that let United off there, wasn't it? Not nearly good enough.
Absolutely. Couple of minutes to go to half-time. Apologies, we don't have the exact time. I was relying on the scoreboard, and to be fair,
normally very reliable.
Yeah, I know, for the first time this season. It's I shouldn't admit these things on air, Dave, but I think everybody knows I'm silly to begin with. So as again, Jarvis will try to get on that again. He has his shot pulled again. The referee doesn't give him anything, and it will be Ring trying to come forward, and Ogren Rindy down the right hand side, or is that De Graaf this time, I beg your pardon, over on the right hand side. But he's got McGavin, Jenkins, Davis and Moxie, and he's forced back. It comes out to Ring again, but Torquay United doing pretty well to close down. Can they stop it come in? Good tackle by Jenkins, Davis. This time Torquay United do get the fortunate break of the ball. It came back off Ring, and Torquay United will have a throw-in. Torquay United 2, Aveley 0 in this crucial match, not just in Torquay United season, but potentially in their history as well. Plymouth Argyle currently 2-0 up at Middlesbrough. Exeter City 1-0 up at home to Fleetwood. Can we have a Devon treble? And again, I'd just like to say, well, we've got a quiet moment for our friends and colleagues from those clubs, Dave, who've had a large social media presence, saying that they stand with Torquay United as well, and believe me, that is well appreciated from everyone here at Plainmoor, as Kevin Dawson now comes rampaging out of midfield, but he's got about 5 Aveley players around him. He managed to keep possession, looks for movement, which he finds behind him in Dean Moxie. Brett McGavin in a little bit of space there now, and he just strokes it back to Ross Marshall. Booth has created space on the right hand side and is used. He's got Jude Boyd in front of him, back to Booth. And Booth United just slowing it down. Ross Marshall has it again. Aveley pushed up the park a little bit there, but Booth does well enough and finds Nelson. Ronnie Nelson there, just come into the club. He seems to have settled in so far. If this half is anything to go by reasonably well, there will be 2 additional minutes. I like that guy, Dave. He always shows us the time first. As again, United, well, that's really good from Booth. Heart and desire there to keep that in, and Marshall completes the clearance. Has Brad Ash sprung from an onside position? I'm not sure he'll be able to keep it in. He won't keep it in, and it will be a throw in. I beg your pardon, it will be a goal kick to the visitors today.
Although Will Jenkins-Davies is on loan from Plymouth Argyle, he probably should be have made his way through the United youth team. He comes from Buffy Tracy, which is obviously goals territory.
Yep.
Well known in local football circles there. And so he can almost consider himself a Torquay United fan, I think.
Well, he certainly plays like one, to be fair, Dave.
He plays like he means it, doesn't he?
In fact, I would say over the last month or so, if there was a standout player in United ranks, Will Jenkins-Davies would be taking that particular accolade as the goal kicks come up. But everybody, Kevin Dawson just didn't even attempt to go for that, as he knew the Aveley players would miss it. But they now have a chance through Vaz down the left-hand side to try and create something. It is back into midfield to Krasniki, and now he has got Odelusi. He will find Ring, but Ring decides to come back inside to a more congested area, and he's forced back to Terry, who will again try Krasniki on the left hand side, and eventually they give it away. But that's going to break nicely to Vaz in the box. Is that a penalty kick there? Yes, it is. I think Ross Marshall has brought down
Austin
Vaz.
Booth. It was Austin Booth.
Booth, was it? Sorry.
Yep.
I beg your pardon, David. Vaz, it was a lucky break of the ball for Aveley in the box, but Vaz, credit to him.
Poor decision making by United in the box. I think it was Jude Boyd just ridiculously allowed the ball to run across him instead of just doing something about it and putting his boot through it. Don't know what he was doing inside his own box. Aveley player onto it, and in the end it was Austin Booth who more or less had to bring it. Well, he didn't have to, but he ended up bringing him down. And in first half stoppage time, a big mistake by United has dropped United, has handed Aveley a chance to get back in the match.
Drew Odelusi will be the man with the shot run up, given this particular chance for Aveley. The referee's whistle goes. Odelusi comes forward, takes a shot and puts it right into the bottom corner and sends Mark Halstead the wrong way, and all of a sudden it is game back on. We have played 45 plus 2 here at Plainmoor. Odelusi brings his side back into it. Torquay United 2, Aveley 1.
Entirely of United's own making there. Poor decision making, and Mr. Niall Smith, the referee from Staffordshire, had a pretty easy decision to make toward that penalty, and Odelusi sent
I actually
the wrong
thought
way.
Perhaps the reason I said Marshall, Dave, in the lead up to that, a ball kind of trundled towards the edge of the box, and Marshall was coming out and didn't see Carr coming in from the blind side, which created that little bit of confusion as a half-time whistle goes here at Plainmoor. Carr just toe poked it forward. Vaz continued his run, and as you said, Booth went in there, brought him down. I personally think the referee's got that one right, but for Torquay United, let's not let this get the heads down too much, because at half-time it's Torquay United 2, Aveley 1, so they need to remember that. Aaron Down's team talk has probably changed in the last 30 seconds or so. But Dave, before we head back to the studio, would you say fair reflection on the game? Or
Yes, I do. I think United, after a nervous start, managed to pick it up from about the 20th minute, 25th minute, and I think they deserved. They made that little spell of pressure count with 2 goals. I think they deserved to be 2 up. And they were in the process of trying to play out the couple of minutes of stoppage time, weren't they? But they've ended up taking their eye off the ball big time in the last minute of first half stoppage time, and handed Aveley a penalty, and now the visitors are back in it again emphatically. The first 10-15 minutes of the second half will be very interesting.
Yep, just a quick summation, Dave. 13 minutes, Carr shoots wide. Jarvis, after 27 minutes, puts United in front. Brad Ash doubled that lead after 35, but that penalty has made it the game interesting. Please rejoin us from the second half at Plainmoor. Half-time, Torquay United 2, Aveley 1. And welcome back to Plainmoor. There is still slight tension in the air for not just what's happening off the park, but on the park as well. Torquay United have just rejoined us. I can't see any changes made. Aveley still in the dressing room. I'm guessing their manager might have a word or two to say to them, but Dave, we didn't have a huge amount of time to wrap up the first half. Torquay United 2, Aveley 1, conceding the penalty. Is it going to affect Torquay United, or is the message just from Aaron, just get out there and do what you were doing because it was working reasonably well?
I'm sure that's what he was trying to say. That penalty has changed the dynamic of the game a little bit, wouldn't it? It certainly will have lifted Aveley, who were more or less out of the game for the last 15-20 minutes of the first half.
Yep.
And there was no hint until that rather rash piece of decision making by Jude Boyd ended up with Austin Booth conceding the penalty and Aveley dispatching it. So yeah, I mean, United are playing towards the Ella Command, the family stand, which is their favourite way here at Plainmoor.
Yep.
And I'm sure that they will be looking for the third goal, which could give them a very important cushion in the second half. A long way to go. Some interesting scores around the rest of the National League South. I don't think any of the top group of clubs are actually leading at the moment.
I'll just run through the teams quickly before we kick off here. I will start my watch this half, Dave. Halstead in goal, a back three of Booth, Marshall and Nelson. Boyd right wing back, Moxie left wing back, a midfield three of McGavin, Dawson and Jenkins Davis, and Ash and Jarvis up front as we're about to get back underway here at Plainmoor. Referee just checking all's good. Sun coming out, shining down across most of the pitch at the moment, and we are about to start again. Eventually, come on ref. And off we go here at Plainmoor. Aveley kicking from right to left. I will run through their side again in a minute as a long hopeful ball will go all the way out for a goal kick. They have lined up with North in goal. Vaz, Terry, Gibson, Ring as defenders. Odelucy, De Graft, Carr, Krasniki and Ogren Rimday as midfielders, and Hughes up front on his own. I can't see any change for either side. And a reminder, Aaron Jarvis after 27 minutes and Brad Ash after 35 put United in Dreamland 2-0 up, but 2 minutes into additional time Aveley were awarded, in my opinion, a correct decision for a penalty, and Odelucy stroked it past Mark Halstead with ease, sent Halstead the wrong way. And it's now the ball bouncing about on the halfway line. Dawson gets in there, gets a break of it. He finds Moxie on his left hand side, dinked up looking for Brad Ash, who gets in front of his man, Ring. He's surely going to give a free kick for that. He's not. Let that go. Well, I think he let that go. Dave gave the free kick, let it go again, and it's now a throw into Torquay United. The referee will Brad
Ash has got to stop talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
He takes his mind off the game.
Yeah.
You know, the game is still going on, and he's having conversations with the referee and everybody around him. His concentration levels have got to be higher than that.
Absolutely.
He's taken himself out of the game for effectively, half a minute?
Yeah, just to have a wee moan, but Dane Moxie...
He was right, but that's not the point.
Yeah. It's a long throw by Moxie, edge of the sector box, up goes ahead of Aaron Jarvis. He gets on it, heads up too high in the air though, and Jonathan North will easily get that.
Funnily enough, right from the kick-off to this second half, there was an extraordinary tugging match between Ash and number 8, Ryan Carr.
Yep.
They practically wrestled each other to the ground. The game had gone. The ball was miles less. Extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary.
Well, Odelucy punts it forward, but it will be met by Booth coming out of defence there, but Odelucy's head gets back on that, and then Booth, he heads it further clear. Vaz tries to get it forward, but Nelson this time, well, Torquay United for the fourth time clear it out of defence. Can it fall to United's player? It can to Jarvis. Little dink ball there looking for Ash, but Ash didn't seem to realise what was happening about him there, allowed Odelucy to get in, and it's a throw into Torquay United right in front of us here at Bristol's bench. Torquay United 2, Aveley 1 as it stands, and Moxie's long throw down the left hand side again looking for the head of Jarvis, which he just about gets on the end of. Can it break United's way? Comes off Jenkins Davis's hand there, but the referee allows that to go on, and Ash just closes down the clearance from Jason Ring, and it will be Aveley encamped in their own half down their right hand side who have a throw in. Referee being a little bit pedantic again, telling him not to steal too many yards, but to be fair, he's been consistent with that kind of stuff this game, and Brad Ash still having a go at him. Dave, it's well, if he picks up a yellow card, it will be fairly deserved, unless he's inviting him to the after-match party, of course, but I doubt that very much. And the throw-in eventually comes up the right-hand side. De Graft gets ahead on it. Nelson steps out of defence. I beg your pardon, Marshall steps out of defence and just about gets on it there.
New Look United technical area. Oh, just watching play for a moment.
Yep, as a long throw comes up United's left-hand side, and eventually Jenkins, Davis and McGavin, and they buy a free kick, which Carr is frustrated is given against them, but I think in that case it was, and United take it quickly. Jude Boyd is asking Booth to play him in up the right-hand side, but Booth takes a little bit too long, takes the impetus out of Jude Boyd's run, but Jude Boyd's coming inside now, beats one, beats two, still got hold of it. Jude Boyd, can he find space with Jarvis? He can. Jarvis turns in the edge of the box, low shot by Jarvis. Good strike and play there by Jarvis, but too close to Jonathan North. 49 played here at Plainmoor. United 2, Aveley 1.
Yeah, a new technical area, well, not a new area, but new inhabitants in the technical area for United. Obviously Aaron Downs is in charge at the moment, and Asa Hall, club captain and midfield player who's injured at the moment, he's his number 2. Friends from many years and ex-teammates.
Who did you say? Sorry, Dave. Who was number 2? Did you say?
Asa Hall.
Asa Hall, yes.
Yeah. And
thank you.
I wonder what it was.
Saw it as Aveley through the graft in the right-hand edge of the box, comes back. Odelusi tries a low shot, it's broken there. Sorry if you heard me giggling off screen there a couple of weeks ago. We were discussing Kit Kats on air, Dave, and the wind's that strong it blew my Kit Kat into the crowd. As Carr comes forward, right-hand edge of the box, looks for the graft outside, but Dean Moxey will not be beaten by that and sticks a long left leg out. Has he pulled up a little bit there, Dave? No.
He has, yeah.
I'm beginning to wonder. He did signal to the bench there.
It's his right hamstring, I think, a little bit tight, maybe. Yeah. I don't think it's gone or anything like that. But
as the ball comes in, up goes the head. Nelson does well to get it away. Headed on there by Dawson. Here's a long shot coming in, and that is a special goal by Edwino Vaz from almost 30 yards with the left foot. He's volleyed that in. Halstead doesn't see it till 8. 51 gone here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Aveley 2.
Well, a shot out of nothing. I must say, I thought Ash could and should have done a little bit better to try and help United clear that danger. He just got rather nudged out of it. Vaz just decided to have a crack from 30 yards, his left foot, and I think you're right. The sun is going down over the Ellicombe end, and I think despite the fact that he'd got his cap on, I think Mark Halstead may just have seen that a bit late. Anyway, all credit to Vaz. There is a change. Moxey has had to go off and Dan Martin is on, and suddenly United were absolutely cruising this match a couple of minutes before half-time, and all of a sudden, after 51 minutes, it's 2-2.
Well, Vaz, as I did mention him coming forward, Dave, he's technically got an assist and a goal, and listen, we have to give credit where it's due. That was a stunning strike from Edwino Vaz. The ball broke to him about 30 yards out, it bounced up and on a volley, left foot, and he just gave Halstead no chances. United immediately trying to come forward. Can they get the break of the ball? They can't, and here comes another breakaway, and it's going to come to Hughes down the right hand side. If he can keep it in, he can't keep it in. Long ball over the top. But well, Dave, one thing I did notice as well was the minute that goal came in, some fans around us over the pop side, Yellow Army was a chance. They understand that perhaps their side don't deserve to be on level terms if they were being honest, but they've still kept behind the team, and let's hope that's going to be the story of the rest of this match. In fact, the story of the rest of this season, to be perfectly honest. As Halstead's long ball comes up, Jarvis wins a header. Jude Boyd can't get on the end of it, though it'll come to Carr, but Jenkins Davis takes off his toe. Aaron Jarvis has got it, and now Brett McGavin trying to create a little bit of space, and by doing that he comes back to Ronnie Nelson. Long diagonal ball looking for Jude Boyd, which will reach him because Aaron Jarvis has been pulled everywhere by Vaz, but the referee lets that go. Attempted tackle there by Dawson. Unlucky there. That was Ogren Rindy, and he just missed passes, concedes a throw in, and now Dan Martin just on the pitch, and his first attempted pass goes out of play as Brad Ash was trying to get some space down the left hand side. We have played 53 minutes here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Aveley 2, something that myself and my colleague Dave Thomas did not expect to be saying. Did not expect to be saying.
No, absolutely.
10 minutes ago in terms of the play, but now Jenkins Davis might get in there to run at the defence. He's got Aaron Jarvis to support. Jenkins Davis gives it to Brad Ash on the left hand side of the box. Ash puts it across, but good defending there by Gibbs, and Torquay United have a throw in. But again, Aaron Jarvis making a similar run to Brad Ash, couldn't readjust his position, but United have a corner in front of the very well populated family stand. Yellows, yellows, yellows is a cry, and it will be Brett McGavin with the right foot from the left hand side. Jenkins Davis goes over to offer him a short option. I'm sure he'll be shepherded away though by McGavin. Referee, he's going to stop for, I can see Austin Booth in there. The referee's decided that there's too much pushing and shoving going on. Ross Marshall involved, as he tends to be. I think it's goal scorer Vaz and Ash again, both of them been pulled to the words of the referee. Well, Dave, I don't want to be critical of Brad Ash. He scored today, but his discipline looks like it's been left back in the dressing room, doesn't it, to be honest?
A little bit. He does tend to do this.
And here comes a corner from McGavin. It is a short one to Jenkins Davis. He will try a different angle, finds Dan Martin. Now back out to McGavin. United need to get this in, or they've just basically wasted the corner. McGavin trying to find space, back onto the right foot. Can he get it in? He's going to look for Martin, but again given away there. Martin just about gets in, and now he's Robin de Graaf will come forward, but Jenkins Davis does brilliantly to get back for Torquay United. That's got the United fans off their backsides, and up in support of the club is Jude Boyd. Finds Booth, and he will now go wide to Kevin Dawson. Dawson steps inside his man, driving over the halfway line. Two men around him, but Dawson shows good strength. He's eventually brought down, and the referee says no free kick, but United win it back quickly through Ash. He tries a Cruyff turn for some bizarre reason, then commits a silly foul, and if he does not receive a card for this, I will be absolutely amazed. Well, is the referee going to let him go with that, Dave?
Well, it's a clear free kick.
It's a clear yellow card as well, to be perfectly honest. But
well, it was a little bit rash and bad-tempered, wasn't it? The ref seems reasonably all right with it. He's just given the free kick, but Brad Ash's decision-making at the moment just is getting a bit ragged on and off the ball.
Yep.
And he's just got to calm down and concentrate on
I am genuinely amazed he never picked up a yellow card for that there, but through mainly a culmination of things. But I thought the foul was borderline yellow on its own. But as it is, Aveley are coming up the right hand side, and they have a throw in front of their own dugout. Torquay United needing to defend again as Ring throws it into the box, but Nelson just pushes his man out the road. In this case it was Charlie Hughes, and through to Halstead, out to Jude Boyd, who slips, slows things down a little bit. Jarvis and Ash leading the line. Jenkins Davis, Dawson up there in support. It's back to Booth, and he's forced back to Halstead. And Halstead, well, he had Nelson on the left hand side there, and for the first time this afternoon a little bit of uncertainty's come into United, and Charlie Hughes has it now. It's back again to the left hand side. Goal scorer Vaz has it, little give and go for him, but Dawson might get in there. He doesn't. Vaz does well. Odelusi, the other goal scorer, gets it back to Vaz. Some boos coming about Torquay now, but it's mainly Odelusi doing really well. He'll drive towards the edge of the box, overhits his pass to Vaz just a little bit, who then eventually lets it go out, and Torquay United have a goal kick, and Torquay United just need to regroup a little here, Div.
Yeah, Aveley have clearly got the bit between their teeth now. They were out of the game, not just in scoreline, but in the way the game was being played before half-time, and United in a way have sort of, all right, there was a spectacular equaliser, but they brought Aveley almost back into this match, and now the visitors are fancying this big time, and United have got to, as you say, regroup a little bit. Next goal, crucial.
There's a long ball just about missed by Aaron Jarvis, but it will be picked up by Dan Martin. Coming up towards the left-hand edge of the box, he's got Jenkins Davis outside him. Jenkins Davis gets it, but the ball wasn't the perfect one, but his left-footed attempted cross goes all the way harmlessly for a goal kick. Jenkins Davis saying
a right footer on the left.
Yeah, well, he's claiming that was deflected again there, actually, and should have been a corner, Dave, but from here I certainly didn't see that. It's as it stands, we have coming up to the 58-minute mark here at Plainmoor. The Torquay United fans on the almost sold out pop side in the middle section, bouncing about, getting behind their side. It'll be very interesting to see,
won't it, Sergeant, what the actual attendance is, because there's more tickets being sold than necessarily in the ground. But Sorry, carry on.
No, Jude Boyd finds Jarvis, dropped it a little bit of space from Jarvis. Good play by him. Dinks it in, looking for Dan Martin's chance for Dan Martin, but he can't keep his shot on target. And that was really excellent from Aaron Jarvis, but Dan Martin did not give that the finish it needed. Huge chance for Torquay United. 59 gone at Plainmoor United 2, Aveley 2.
Good football by the goals. They really opened the Aveley defence up there. Brad Ash was screaming at Dan Martin to cross the ball to him, but really Martin was in with the keeper to beat. Of course, he was right to shoot. He just got it all wrong. And anyway, I don't think Ash would have got there. Still chuntering on over there at the moment. He was way behind the play anyway. He'd struggled to have got on the end of any cross, but there you are. Maybe that's a striker's thinking.
Yeah, well, I think to be fair, Dan Martin just has to simply put that in himself, Dave.
He just mishit it, and that was the end of it. He had the keeper to beat. He's got to shoot, and he missed.
Well, Torquay United, if you can hear booing, believe me, it's not for Torquay United. It's over the time that North has taken in the goal as Marshall wins yet another header out of defence from the goal kick. The United fans, as I said, have to be said, they've really got behind the team and the club today. And as you just mentioned there, Dave, it's how many's here and how many tickets were sold are probably completely different figures, but as it stands, Lucy's trying to get the away side forward, but he's heading for the Nash again. Well, why doesn't he just try and take that in? I've no idea what he was doing there as Dawson goes closing down, and now Ash might get in there, and that's a late tackle by Vass, but the referee doesn't even.
I thought that was a good tackle, Paul. I thought that was a good tackle.
I think it was got the ball on the man, but again with Ash
is okay.
Well, quite frankly, the way he's playing, David, as Halstead gives that away, the way he's playing today, it's hard to tell, because he just seems to be, he seems to have invested in the dark arts today more than usual, to be honest with you. But as again, Booth almost got beaten there by Ogren Rindy, but eventually Halstead clears, and now Dan Martin heads it on to a offside Brad Ash, I think. Well, the linesman didn't put his flag up there either when Ash was in clear competition for that ball there, but Kevin Dawson eventually gets it back to Nelson, and he immediately looks to see what's in front of him rather than going back to Halstead, but his long ball is intercepted by Ring, and Torquay United in front of their own bench midway inside the Aveley half have a throw-in which is taken quickly by Aaron Martin, the Jarvis, who clearly didn't want that there. Like Dan Martin should have said. Aaron Martin are making names up now, Dave. And well, the referee's beginning to really upset the crowds here. He's given away, Jarvis claiming he was fouled there. Personally, I think that the throw-in that Dan Martin took, Dave, Jarvis wasn't prepared for it, he wasn't ready for it, he stumbled. I don't really think there was too much in it. And then the minute the ball comes back towards him, Jarvis goes down, or Jarvis brings one of their players down.
I agree with that. It all came from the sort of the throw-in mess up, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
The match is well and truly joined, by the way. Tackles flying in. Both sides know how important this is. They know that the next goal could well decide the match, and there's no quarter asked or given at the moment. And Mr. Smith is going to have his hands full, I think, in the next 20 minutes or so.
And here comes North's long free kick up towards the Torquay United penalty area, and Aveley Head wins it, but good defending there by Ross Marshall. As Ogren Rindy was again trying to get in there, Marshall just used his strength and nudged him off the ball, but fairly. And now United through Booth as Aveley press Torquay United, but he gets over to Ronnie Nelson, and he's got a chance to come forward. Dan Martin telling him to play it to me. It comes to Jarvis, who gets it out to Martin. In my opinion, Aaron Jarvis is having a really good game here today.
Yeah, he's doing okay, isn't he? He's leading the line with
absolutely
great spirit and athleticism as well. It's good to see him back, looking 100% fit as well.
Yeah, I spoke to him after he come back on as a sub, and he told me, he says, I feel fine and whatever. It's just obviously match fitness, so to speak, so it looks like the club have nursed him back correctly. Let's hope so anyway. As the ball comes forward, Jarvis will again go up for this one, but he's out jumped there by Gibbs, and it will come back up towards the halfway line, which Marshall will put forward again, but only to Lucy, and he again goes long but to nobody. And Torquay United midway inside their own half through Booth have a throw-in which he takes quickly to Marshall. 63 minutes coming up, played here at Plainmoor on BBC Radio. Devon Sport, Torquay United 2, as Brad Ash will pick the ball up on the right hand edge of the box. Aveley to Aveley coming back. Ash does well there. The ball comes into the box and comes a header by Dan Martin, and it goes just wide. Good support play from wide from Dan Martin. Can't keep his header on target. Almost puts United back in front, but still 2 each here at Plainmoor.
Well, Dan Martin has come on for Dean Moxey in this second half as an attacking left back, and he's already had 2 wonderful chances to put United back in front. One with the keeper to beat on the ground, and that he really should have hit the target with that header. Brad Ash did really well on the right hand side, beat his man, crossed it. It just eluded Jarvis in the middle, but I think probably Martin was expecting Jarvis to get his head on it, and maybe he didn't have quite enough confidence when he went for it himself. Anyway, he put it wide.
He did indeed. The ball now with Halstead, immediately bowls it out to Nelson. He's a big boy, left footer, clearance upfield, but he skews that one. I was about to big him up there, Dave, and then he goes and does that, but
I think he's done okay this afternoon, Ronnie Nelson. Young lad. This is the sort of, United's loans. They're not going to be getting the absolute peak, the sort of the creme de la creme of the clubs that they're borrowing from. They're only in the National League South.
Well, both Aaron Downs and Asa Hall have just spoken to the bench there. I think United are about to make a substitution by the looks of it. It's Jack Stobbs that's been sent out to limber up. We shall see as the ball's poked forward by Aveley, but again nowhere near any of their players, and Mark Halstead will have it. We're coming in to the final quarter of this game almost. As the ball comes up, Jarvis does get a nod on there. Can Ash get in behind him? No, he can't. Good play by Gibbs, but Ash will get it on the right hand side. Jarvis, Jenkins, Davis in the box, Martin supporting from deep, and the ball comes, it goes over everybody. For some reason Jarvis decided not to attack that one, Dave, but
I think it was just a little bit too strong for him.
The angle was a little bit deceiving there, but I thought if he attacked it he'd have hit, or a potential header, but again,
Ash, more good work by Ash on the right hand side.
Yeah, if he settles down and plays football, Dave,
exactly. Get his mind on the job.
Absolutely. As Dan Martin again wins a header, which Aaron Jarvis brings down, managed to keep hold of amongst about 4 players. Dawson, little bit clever, gets in there, but a foul there, and we are going to see a yellow card for Charlie Hughes. Now, given the way this game's went, Dave, I think that's a bit harsh, maybe?
Well, no, I think he just left his foot there, didn't he? That's the point. Brett McGavin got to the ball first. Aveley player Charlie Hughes got there second. He left his foot there, and they're the type of challenges which can actually end up with quite a nasty injury if you get them really wrong. Absolutely. McGavin takes this free kick just inside the Aveley half, diagonal left to right.
It's going to be Brett McGavin. As you say, 10 yards inside his own half, 5 yards from the touchline with the right foot. Here comes his long diagonal ball, up go the heads. It's going to be headed out, but the keeper gets on the end of it. It doesn't go out for a corner. It was an Aveley head that got on it.
He does take a good free kick, doesn't he, McGavin, when he gets it right?
He does. Well, again, North, you might hear a few boos because he seems to be quite content with a point here at the moment, doesn't he, North? And I'd have thought in the position of the table they're in, Dave, that they would be looking for all 3 today. He's certainly been taking his time over things as the ball comes up, and Nelson just gets a head on it. It does break to Charlie Hughes. He's got some support there on the right hand side by Ogren Rindy. Ball comes into United's box, headed away, but it's going to come to Odelusi, 35 yards from goal. He's got support on the left hand side there now through Krasniki. His ball into the box is headed just about there by, I think, Dan Martin. Well, a good defensive header there from Martin as he was about to be attacked by Hughes, but United again trying to get it quick, but Vaz gets it away quickly, and De Graaf tries to keep control of that, and Kevin Dawson gives it away a little bit, and now here's a chance for Carr on the right hand side, the left hand side, but good covering there by Ross Marshall, and he concedes a throw in which is taken quickly. Jude Boyd is switched off, it's back to Carr, he'll get the ball in the box. Marshall just about gets it away. Can it fall a United way? No, it can't. Brad Ash and Aaron Jarvis staying high up the park here for United to give them an out ball, or more out ball shall we say, as a missed kick from Booth luckily finds its way to McGavin, but for some reason he plays it back to Booth, who was in a didn't think he realised how much space he had there, and Jude Boyd goes long looking for it. Aaron Jarvis does get on it. Will Jenkins-Davis might support and pick that up. He does just about. 2 men round him, and Odelusi's one of them, and between him and Vance they come away with it. And now Krasniqi down the left hand side plays it off Jude Boyd, and it is a throw into Aveley with 22 minutes just over left to play here at Plainmoor.
Both teams struggling to really get a good grip on this now. It's quite scrappy, the pitch is heavy.
Yeah, well,
players starting to get a little bit tired.
And well, Kevin Dawson being one of them, he's about to leave us, Dave.
Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. He's put a good stint in, and he's still working his way back to full fitness, so United will have a little formation change probably.
United claiming for offside, but they're not, and Hughes is heading towards the edge of the Torquay United box. Comes in, it's going to break through the Krasniqi, but his shot was really, really poor, but it now comes back to Vaz. Aveley looking to get the winner again, or get in front all of a sudden, and Dawson will allow that to try and go out, but it's not got the meat on it to go there, and Dawson's going to give that away. He's not going to give it away, does just about well enough, and now McGavin's got it, and he can free Dan Martin, and Torquay United can break. It's 3-on-3 here if Martin keeps the afterburners on. He's looking for the run of Jarvis, but his ball is nowhere near good enough. And again, but well, Dave, you mentioned about the gap between Jarvis and Ash, and for some reason Ash sticks right over the right hand edge of the box. Surely he's got to make a run into the box there to give Martin more options, and well, Jarvis had no chance of getting on to the end of that.
No, in the end it was a poor pass anyway, but Martin hasn't, in terms of the ball, hasn't really.
From Jude Boyd, gives it to Carr, a poor header there. Carr head towards the edge of the United box, comes back in on the right foot, tries a low shot, brilliant block there by Nelson. Good chance there again for Aveley, and Jenkins-Davis, well, he brings down Vaz, and the referee is going to show Jenkins-Davis a yellow card as well.
Actually, I think Jenkins-Davis took one for the team there.
Yep.
He realised that a poor clearance, a rare poor clearance by, was it Booth?
Jude Boyd.
Jude Boyd, was it? Yeah. Dropped United in trouble, and he took out the... I'm surprised in a way that Mr. Smith didn't actually play advantage then, you know. But he decided to stop play and pull it back. Here comes the change.
Well, I think that's as much about managing the player as anything else, Dave. But well, Dave, while this is happening, I just want to say I've been coming to this ground for many years, not as many as you, and particularly the last decade or so, and this week's been about as traumatic for anybody of a yellow persuasion as we could wish for. And if you look around this stadium today, Torquay United's fans, when they've needed to, they've stood up, and let's hope that in the future that it will be these very same fans. They always say this is our club, and today they've proven it, and let's hope that everybody can stay behind this club, and that it will be a long and glorious future from them, as Carr takes a short free kick to Odelusi 30 yards from goal. He's going to try a low shot, but it's past the post. Yeah, Dave, the reaction of the fans about here today has been nothing short of special. I've been reading online, I'm sure your phone's been even busier than mine over the last couple of days, and the overwhelming feeling apparently in the footballing community, but definitely against the yellow, amongst the Yellow Army, as you can hear them chanting Yellow Army again, has been, we may be on our backsides here, but we will get up, we can get up, and this is a fight that we will win. And let's hope in the near future that everything can settle down again, and we can concentrate on getting this club back up the leagues. As Brad Ash has it down the left hand side, so little shot pulling him, it does well enough. Ash can't create space while the referee's brought it back. Well, Ash is now saying it's the first time you've gave me a free kick when I wanted the advantage, but as it stands, Torquay United have a free kick 10 yards from goal, 5 or 6 yards from the Bristol's bench side, which Brett McGavin will take. We have 18.5 minutes to go here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Aveley 2. It might not be exactly what the fans wanted to see in terms of the scoreline, but I don't think anybody can doubt the effort and desire of the team, and in some moments quality, and let's hope from their point of view we can see another one, as Brett McGavin with the right foot's about to take this free kick. He might go short to Jenkins-Davis, or he's going to put it in. He does put it in towards the near post, but headed away there by Gibbs, and Torquay United have a corner kick.
Really good free kick.
Absolutely,
McGavin.
Dave,
my goodness, he put something on that, didn't he?
Right into where it counts is exactly what he did. Good defended by Gibbs, to be fair. Come on, you yellows, is a cry coming round Plainmoor. Brett McGavin will try again from the corner. United with everybody bar Dan Martin up. Here comes a corner into a dangerous area, but the goalkeeper Jonathan North
and
will
that wasn't one
up.
of McGavin's best.
No, it wasn't. Well, it was similar to the first goal in truth, but United for some reason didn't attack the back post, and it's an easy enough one for North, who again seems very, very content to just take the sting out of the game and slow it down. And well, from an 8, as the clearance comes up goes the heads. Marshall just about gets it. Unfortunately for Exeter City, Fleetwood have found an equaliser at St James's as the ball looks down the left hand side, but Brad Ash has no chance of that. Exeter City 1, Fleetwood 1. To the best of my knowledge, Argyle still winning at Middlesbrough, and Torquay United 2, Aveley 2 here on BBC Radio Devon Sport. I'm Paul Mulhern, joined by Dave Thomas. And Dave, as I said, it's been a traumatic week for the club, but been a decent game on the park.
Not bad, not bad. It's not been a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but
I'm not
now
sure.
A little bit of a contretemps going on in midfield here. Mr. Smith has his card out again.
Is it McGavin or Nelson?
I think Nelson's a bit unfortunate if he's been booked today, and for that incident as well. I was just about to say that since the change, obviously Kevin Dawson has gone off and Jack Stobbs has come on. Jack Stobbs is a right winger, and that's where he's been put. And Jude Boyd, who's been an attacking right back all afternoon, he slipped into the middle of midfield to try and do a job in there.
Well, Torquay United, with just over 16 minutes to play of normal time here at Plainmoor, will defend a Ryan Carr free kick from about 40 yards out from the right hand side. It's going to be a diagonal ball into the box. Carr taking his time, the referee just making sure nobody's pushing and pulling. Here it comes, it's a deep one towards the left edge of the box, but easily enough won there by Booth, and he heads it out, and excuse me, Krasniki will allow that to go out for a throw in. United
have a couple more options on the bench. Obviously Rhys Lovett's a goalkeeper, but they've got Dwayne Ofori-Achimpong, who's a big tall centre forward, and Ethan Archer, attacking midfield player. So they have a couple of other attacking options.
He'll certainly bring energy to the team, Will Young Archer. That's as a hopeful punt forward will go out for a goal kick. We're heading into the last 15 minutes here at Plainmoor. And if any Torquay United fans on the ground are listening, start your singing and start your shouting in support of your team. They need you now more than ever. But they have stuck behind the side very well today. As a long ball from Nelson finds Ash, out-muscled easily enough there by Harry Gibbs, the captain of today's visitors, Aveley.
I think this game the ball's going to go longer and longer, isn't it? Now it always does in the closing stages of the matches, so it might be a thought. I know Ash is the sort of the opportunist striker, that to get Achimpong on for his extra physicality up front. You never know, he might be able to get on the end of something. Yeah, you'd almost like you read my mind there, Dave. I was just thinking that there about 30 seconds ago. As again, Terry plays a long diagonal ball in behind Dan Martin, but Ogren Rindy cannot keep that in, and Torquay United have a goal kick. There's been a little bit of lull in the match at the moment, as Dave suggested. It's both sides trying to go a little bit longer, and so far it's not bore any fruit for either side, as Mark Halstead will take the goal kick. Ross Marshall. United are also playing into the breeze here at Plainmoor, which is stronger than it actually some might think. Halstead's kick again there wasn't overly convincing, Dave, but Brett McGavin will pick up, and surely he's fouled there by Carr. He is fouled by Carr, and the referee this time does see it, and McGavin takes it quickly and finds Dan Martin a little bit of space. Now United on the right, they're coming down the left, but they've got men over on the right. Dan Martin coming back inside looking for movement. Jarvis trying to supply that, but again Martin's ball doesn't give him much of a chance. Jenkins Davis picks it up, and now he gets out to the right hand side, and Jack Stobbs can put it in. It's a good cross, it's deflected up, goes ahead straight into the arms of the keeper by Jude Boyd. He did well to get his head on it, but unluckily for him, straight at Jonathan North, and he at the second attempt keeps it in his hands. 13 to play here at Plainmoor. 2-2. Well, it's not as if United haven't had the chances in the second half. Two clear ones to Martin, and that one for Jude Boyd. Unmarked header in front of goal. He probably could have done with misheading it, actually. it would have beaten the keeper then. He almost headed it too well. Well, McGavin does really well there to keep that, with Carr breathing down his neck, and finds Stobbs outside. Jude Boyd trying to go in front of him, but Krasniki will go back and he will thwart that move. But United have a throw in. We tend to think, don't we, in these situations, and certainly teams under Gary Johnson for the first 3 years used to do it, that their full-time training and their fitness would see them home.
Yep. Well, Jarvis is now taking it down well with his back to goal on the edge of the box looking for movement. I think he trod on the ball there, but the referee doesn't think it's a free kick, and Ring does reasonably well. He gets it back to the centre half. Gibbs, in his long clearance, finds Nelson getting in front of his man. Jude Boyd does well to get it to McGavin, but United again not get much space, but eventually create that, and now it's Marshall who will find Booth. Stobbs offers him support on the right hand side, just over the halfway line inside the Aveley half, comes inside Stobbs, but he's looking to run at players, gets past Rodelucy, and now finds Brett McGavin and Dan Martin in support of him, but McGavin comes back the other way, dinks the ball in looking for the header. Aaron Jarvis, can Jarvis get on the end of it? No, he can't, and eventually a leg comes out. I think it was Aveley on the break of the ball from Terry, goes straight into the goalkeeper's arms, and Terry's went down as if he's been shot from the stands. But truthfully, Dave, I'm a little bit surprised at Aveley's game management at the moment, to be perfectly honest, especially from the goalkeeper.
Well, the fact that they seem to have settled for a point. Yeah. Dangerous situation, isn't it? But
that might be a bit unfair, say they've settled for a point, but they're certainly having downtime, shall we say.
Yeah, they're trying to slow things down, aren't they? Yeah, that's true. Aaron Jarvis still going like a good one up front, putting himself about. When will, or if will, here we. I think Ofori Achimpong may not be far away from an introduction for the goals. He missed an absolute wonderful chance to win the game at Farnborough last Tuesday night, didn't he?
Yeah, Dave, while we're talking here, that free kick had been taken, and the keeper, he's taken about 30 seconds just to play the ball.
Yeah.
Now, technically, I know it is in play, but really, I mean, is that the height?
Well, you assume
ambition?
the referee is going to add stuff on.
Well,
but
we're about to see a change for Aveley. It's going to be number 19, I believe, Garrett Kelly, and he will replace Arjunet Krasniki.
Substitution for Aveley, the 80th minute, replacing number 7, Arjunet Krasniki. Into number 19, Garrett Kelly.
Well,
no immediate sign of Ofori Achimpong yet.
He looks like he's got a little bit more height about him, Kelly, compared to Krasniki. So whether he'll push up forward or add support if he can get balls into United's box, we shall see. As Nelson heads away a long throw, does really well there, Nelson, but Ring managed to get it back up. It comes to the right hand side, and Ring allows that to go out between him and Charlie Hughes. And
here we go, Ofori Achimpong. Who does he replace? I
would think it would be Ash, to be honest with you, Dave, but again, can't say with any huge amount of certainty. The ball's thrown into Torquay United's box. McGavin just gets it away actually quite well, and the ball comes up, but it's headed back by Terry into United's half, but that's won there by Jude Boyd, and then the header comes back in, and we're playing a little bit of tennis, and Nelson just gets in. Good reading there by Nelson, and it comes to substitute Kelly down the left hand side. He's got De Graft in support, but he's going to come back, I think, to Vaz. No, Vaz makes an overlap and run. It's out to De Graft on the left hand side, and now Vaz has it, left hand edge of the box, but the run by De Graft doesn't follow the pass, and Booth just puts it out for a throw in, and we shall see. I think it's Brett well, it's Aaron Jarvis that's coming off. Wow.
Substitution for Torquay United in the 82nd minute.
Well, I don't get that one, I must say. I think he's still United's most dangerous forward.
Doubt.
All right, he is still on his way back, and maybe they're trying to look after him a little bit, but I think if you asked the Aveley defence who would you most like to see the back of at the moment, they'd say Aaron Jarvis.
Yeah, Jenkins.
So
Davis
don't do it.
Yeah, Jenkins Davis is in there, but for me, Jarvis is pretty close to his man of the match.
Exactly, and I just think United are going to put a few long balls into the Aveley box, or we hope they will.
Yeah.
In the closing stages, and for that you want the.
As it stands, it's a
there we are. Never mind.
Yep, it's back to Kelly. his low ball.
It's an easy game back here, isn't it?
Absolutely, but well, Hughes does well there down the left-hand side, goes inside, and is that just outside the box, and it's going to be a yellow card, I think, for
a clumsy challenge by Jude Boyd, wasn't it?
I tell you what, Dave,
he got that one wrong.
That was just outside the box as well.
The ref was well placed. I don't think there was any question of a penalty there, but he's booked him. That was a real tired.
I don't know what he's doing there, Dave. That was Jude Boyd's behind him. Sorry, I thought he showed that to Jenkins Davis. To be honest, but
no, Jude Boyd. That was a tired, mistimed challenge right on the edge of the area, to the side of the area, not on the 18-yard line.
Well, I think a couple of their players, particularly substitute Garrett Kelly, were telling the referee that's in the box.
No, I think the ref got a good view of it.
Yeah. I'm more than happy to go with the ref at the moment, but I tell you what's worrying me here is Kelly and Rasak de Graft, well, last dash comes back to split them. They were completely unmarked on the edge of the box there, but it's going to be the right foot of Ryan Carr, I think, to bend this one in. It's a low one, up go the heads, it's going to come to the back post. Substitute Kelly, he's just going to dink it back in towards the back post, but headed away by Booth, only to the edge of the box. De Graaf tries a shot blocked by United, and it comes back out to Kelly on this right hand side. Marshall struggling to get out to close him down, and Jude Boyd eventually just about gets it away. Can United, they need to get possession, and Afori Achimpong is a man who does exactly that for him. Shows good strength, he's brought down and he wins his team's a free kick, and that is how you introduce yourself to a game, Dave, in terms of how the fans are reacting to you. Good stuff by Achimpong.
Well, Achimpong, he wasn't very quick when he was here 9 years ago, and he certainly any pace he had then he's lost it, but he certainly stretched his legs then. Let's put it like that.
Now United through Nelson just on the halfway line, dinks it forward looking for Achimpong. He tries to get it down to Jenkins Davis but doesn't get enough on it, and the referee gives a free kick, or does he, against Jenkins Davis. And Garrett Kelly goes over there remonstrating with Jenkins Davis.
I don't think Jenkins Davis caught this player as badly as it looked.
Well, Dave, listen, look, you and I have worked here together for many a year, Dave, and you know that I'm never one to be overly critical of an opponent, and quite frankly, unless I deserve it. But I mean, come on, there's two of them rolling about the field there. Number 6 wasn't even involved in that, and he's rolling about as if he's just been downed by a tank.
Well, yeah, I think he may have another issue of his own, but you know, it's one of the most distasteful parts of the game in modern football. Is players of one team doing their best to get a player from another team booked, and it's really.
Dave, we're heading in towards the last 5 minutes of normal time. Aveley, well, there you go, Kelly. Good on you, referee. Well done. He's shown Kelly a yellow card. That's a deserved yellow card, because he's basically come on and spent half his time telling the referee to book people. But I mean, why are Aveley not going for the win here? This is what I don't get. Or why are they content to do that? I honestly don't get it, David. I thought coming to a team in the form that Torquay United are on, they would have looked at this and seen there's a real chance of 3 points. And
we've still got 5 minutes plus quite a bit of stoppage time to go, so let's not.
No.
You've seen weird things that Aveley might win this game still.
Absolutely, but then again, especially if defending like that comes as Dan Martin's miscued header goes out for a throw-in almost on the corner quadrant down the right hand side.
He can take a throw, this too, can't he?
Yep.
Jason Ring it is. I think we'll find it winging its way into the box. I can't see him under the disabled roof, but here it comes now. Up go the heads. It's an Aveley head. It wins it and nods it forward. Can it break an Aveley way? No, it can't. United get it free, and it's Vaz. He just dinks it back, but well, I think he's got a little bit lucky there. United claiming offside as De Graaf picks that up and then overhits it. Well, it's gone out.
Yeah, absolutely, it's gone out. And now with 4 minutes to go, can Torquay United?
There's no point in getting Achimpong on unless you're going to get the ball up to him pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
Brad Ash has got to try and feed off that.
Yeah, well, Achimpong gets in, doesn't win the header, but he manages to do enough, and it's now to Jack Stobbs on the right hand side. But again, he's looking to play it. It's a game of pinball going on there, to be honest. And then another long ball from Aveley tries to find Hughes down the right hand side, but the left hand side, I beg your pardon, but Halstead has got that and then decides not to give it to Nelson.
Quite right. He's going to try and get it up the pitch.
Yeah, well, I think Nelson actually said, well, he actually went and said, don't give it to me, but he's now got it. Dan Martin, who was very busy when he came on, a quiet last 10 minutes or so, as United coming forward, and then they go over elaborate, but Dan Martin does well. Now, can he get in behind Ring? He can he get across in? He can't. He tries to play the ball in there, but good reading there by, I think that's Odelusi, who then...
Poor final pass by Martin. He's really struggled with his delivery since he's come on in this game. He's normally a very spirited attacking fullback, but his actual deliveries today have been, and his passing has just been off. He's been out of the team, so he's perhaps still trying to feel his way back in.
Well, it'll be Ring with the throw in now. Another long one, but this time down the channel. But Dan Martin reads that, dinks it forward. Brad Ash takes it down, but immediately up comes defender Gibbs, and eventually Ash wins a free kick, and Brett McGavin, well, immediately Carr goes to close that down.
33 away. Wait for it, guys. 3,642.
Well, the attendance given today as Torquay United try to come forward, and they win a corner. 33 away fans and a crowd of 3,642. Personally, Dave, thought it was a bit more than that, but again,
well, they didn't in the end have to open up the away end, which they thought they might have to.
I personally think that a lot of people have bought tickets that are not here.
Yeah,
I know at least one that's done it. In fact, I know a few have done it, to be perfectly honest. But as it stands, it's a corner kick which Brett McGavin will take. We're in the final 2 minutes of normal time. Come on, Torquay United, can you give these fans something to go home happier about? As
the
Brett
roof will come off if this goes in now.
Brett McGavin, it's a good ball, and the header. Brad Ashwood made a good run to the front post, but he couldn't keep his header on target, and it's up and over the bar.
To our match sponsor, Roger Lester. Our match sponsor, B&I Great Western United. Their man of match is number 11, Brad Ash.
Wow. Brad Ash giving the man of the match. Now I'm going to reveal a secret here, Dave. Roger Lester, who joins us sometimes on away matches here, is the sponsor of Brad Ash, and he's the match sponsor today.
Oh no.
Put two and two together and come to your own conclusion.
I wouldn't dream of going there.
I'll be having a word with you, Roger, if you're not here. I know you'll be listening. But well, to be fair, Ash, well, Barry's 15 minutes of petulance, he has done his best today, to be fair, as Jude Boyd tried to create a little bit of space. He's got Stobbs just to the right of him, but he ignores him and finds the aforementioned Brad Ash. His ball into the box is headed away there by Terry, but only to Jude Boyd in the midfield area for Torquay. He's brought down, and Torquay United have a free kick 30 yards from goal, maybe a little bit further out. And again, as I say, as we head in, we have got officially about 25 seconds to play.
I think we'll be looking at a fair bit of stoppage time.
I hope
5
so.
or 6 minutes.
Yeah, I hope so, Dave, because the keeper's kind of, well, as I said, if I'm the Aveley manager, I'm coming here to win this game today, not hang on for a point, but there you go, he's the manager for a reason and I'm not. As Brett McGavin will try and get this free
taking
kick
a little run up at this, even though he's a long way out.
Yeah, he might actually. He does try a low shot straight into the wall.
I think that was a little bit ambitious in the circumstances.
Comes back to McGavin and he lets it go for a throw in. Dan Martin, the makers of space. McGavin just needs to find him, which he does. Everybody still up from that free kick for Torquay. Jude Boyd comes back, but it's a long diagonal ball towards the left hand side. The one header by Nelson is one. Marshall dinks it over, looks for Jenkins Davis. It is going to break to Brad Ash, but he can't get enough space to get his shot. Well, apparently it's only 4 minutes, Dave, which is really surprising.
Amazing.
But here comes Brett McGavin again as Torquay United looking to get the winner in. It goes in, comes ahead there, good save there. I think it was Ross Marshall, and North gets down to save it. Keep it out a little bit. Well, truthfully, I'd be surprised if he did let it in, but a chance for Torquay United again, Dave.
They've had them chances without a shadow of a doubt. They have had the chances. This 19, Garrett Kelly, he's walked onto the pitch as a substitute.
I think
he looks like he could start a fight in a telephone box.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's a politician, actually, just wants to debate everything with everybody. But here comes De Graaf down the left hand side trying to get the ball in. Stobbs does well enough to block the cross throw, and again, rather than using Vaz just behind him to keep the momentum going, De Graaf just lets it roll out of play, and Vaz will have a throw in. We do believe, I've not been shown the board, but I think it was 4 minutes they said. Or we've not noticed the board, should I say. Not. And it's going to be a substitution for Aveley. Not sure who is him, I can't see his number. I think 5th.
For Aveley,
Jalen Jones will come on, and Manny Ogrunrinde will go off.
Here's number 15, Jalen Jones.
Well, let's see if Jones can even get a kick of the ball, as we are 2 minutes into the additional 4 here at Plainmoor. Torquay United 2, Aveley 2. United letting slip a 2-goal lead, but it has to be fair and said that Vaz's equaliser was a special strike from 30 yards out on the volley. Left Halstead with little or no chance by the time he's seen it winging towards him. And it's Vaz who will take this throw in from the left hand side. Hughes comes short, McGavin's up against him. McGavin does get in and he does win it, and he wins a free kick for Torquay. And can Torquay United now, in these remaining 2 minutes or so, 1 minute and a half or so, find something special to please this crowd? Well, I cannot believe that, Dave. He's literally pushed Halstead back about a metre there.
Yeah, but Halstead, in fairness, he tried to pinch about 8 yards initially.
Yeah, but then he moved him back about a foot. That was.
Yeah, but you know, why try it at all?
Yeah, his action Pong gets in there, not once but twice, but he just can't get the break of the ball. And Odelusi will try and break for the away side, but they can only poke it out to concede a throw in on the halfway line. The pop side raising their voices for what may be one final time this afternoon during this match. Jenkins Davis comes short. Booth taking an eternity over this throw, and he eventually puts it down the line. Acheampong will get on the end of that. Can he create anything for Torquay? Yes, he can. He can get a deflection off of the full back there, and Torquay United, with 45 seconds to go here at Plainmoor, will have a corner kick which will be taken by Brett McGavin. Everybody bar Dan Martin and Halstead up for Torquay. Everybody literally back for Aveley. Here comes the corner kick. I think it's actually stopped at Dinkton. Up go the heads. It's ahead of McGavin, but the referee has given a free kick for something that nobody knows what it's for, and that should see the end of United's attempt. And again, well, no prizes for guessing who's went down for Aveley, Dave. It's Kelly again, and he somehow managed to buy his team a
interesting decision
kick
there, wasn't it, that McGavin didn't take corner that time. He left it to Stobbs,
and he was the one that challenged for the ball.
He was the one that ended up challenging for the ball in the end. If McGavin isn't going to take a corner, I want him on the edge of the box, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Torquay till I die is the chant. A chant echoed by many, many people both here today. I'm sure we've got a larger than usual listening audience as well. And again, if I can make a plea on behalf of all Torquay United fans in the club, do what you can to help keep this wonderful institution afloat. Tough times are only just round the corner, but they are times that United fans will be able to see through, and hopefully again in the not too distant future we'll all be singing about the successes on the park led by a success off the park. But as it stands, well, I think is it McGavin? It's down there.
Yeah, he's still down.
It's not McGavin though, is it? Was it?
Yeah, I think it is.
So, yeah,
he took a head knock as he tried to go for that corner, and
the referee, when he gave that free kick, it was before McGavin even challenged for the ball.
It was for something else.
Yeah,
definitely for something else. It wasn't that incident. He's sitting up now. It's obviously taken a fair old whack.
We're now 5 minutes and 15 seconds almost into the additional time. I'm not sure how much the referee will let go. I don't know if he'll play another minute with McGavin. As you said, it must have been a little done. The Torquay United doctor looking at him, just checking that he can see all the...
Vivek Kulkarni, United's club doctor, is giving him the old how many fingers and what's your mum's name?
Yep. As it's going to be a
if it's a head knock, you would have thought he'd had to go off.
Yeah, well, Jonathan North, when we get play started, will take this free kick, but given his exploits today, it will probably be tomorrow that he takes it. So
he's got to go off. So United down to 10 men, and they've decided not to. Well, there's only a matter of a minute or two, if that, to go, isn't there? So,
the Torquay United fans giving McGavin a round
he's played
of
well
applause
today, McGavin. I think we've been critical sometimes of his, allowing his man to make runs and things and not going with him, but he remains United's most talented player on the ball, isn't he? And without him, they lose quite a lot.
Well,
he's coming back on again.
Yeah, here comes the free kick from North. Up in towards United's half. Up goes ahead of Nelson. He wins it. Can it break the United way? No, it can't. Dinked forward.
He's done well, Nelson. I think.
I think so. And the referee has blown for full time. Well, he hardly allowed any additional time there after that free kick. And Torquay United have got another point today. I'm not really sure how that will be viewed amongst the Yellow Army. It was 2-0 to United at one point. Aveley got it back to 2 each. The equaliser particular a special goal, but it's been a really special day here at Plainmoor in terms of the fans turning up, in terms of support of the club. Dave, 2 each, maybe not the result that we wanted to see in some ways, but the performance shows that it's, at least from the management bench and the group of players, they're not giving up anytime soon, are they?
No. Look, it's been a spirited display. It wasn't quite good enough in the end, and this is 2 points drop without a shadow. United led 2-0 and deservedly so just before half-time, and they invited through Aveley a lifeline back into the match with that penalty on the stroke of half-time, and then have been pegged back by a hell of a strike from Vaz for the equaliser, and they have had the chances. You can't say that they haven't had the chances to have gone and won this match, and it will be disappointing. I'm sure Aaron Downs in his comments after the match will underline that. Great atmosphere at Plainmoor, good crowd, very committed, and let's hope that over the next few very important days off the pitch that there may be better news in terms of the club. We must keep stressing the club is not in administration yet, and let's hope that all the efforts that are being taken to try and prevent that happening do come to fruition. There is a fair bit of interest, I understand, from people who would be interested in stepping into the shoes of Clark Osborne, who has stepped down, and let's hope that those things come to fruition and as quickly as possible.
Well, all I can say is, Dave, from my humble position, I just hope, and I thoroughly believe that Torquay United fans will never go down without a fight. I think today proves that a little bit. Sometimes performances will be good, sometimes will be bad. But the one thing that will remain a constant here at Plainmoor, and as far as the name of Torquay United is concerned, will be this magnificent Yellow Army standing behind them. But I'll just give you a quick wrap up of the game. We will be heading back to the studio soon. We'll speak to Aaron Downs after the match. Torquay United's 2-goal lead was given by Aaron Jarvis and Brad Ash, but right on half-time, a pivotal moment of the game, as Aveley through Odelusi got a one back from a penalty kick. Then early in the second half, a brilliant volley from Vaz brought them level. Full time here at Plainmoor on this special day is Torquay United 2, Aveley 2. Thank you for listening.